Alright, let's get back to the Sunday URLs. By Sportster, we have Plague and Petulance. Now, note that there is basically some downloads for this game, but screw it, let's just play this game right here. So, the web version of the game has been updated after Sunday URL. So basically, there's basically a version 1.1 and a version 1.2. Your mischievous fairy that annoyed the wrong witch and is now super cursed. Don't worry, it's probably temporary. You have a collection of abilities that will go on cooldown once used. You can use any number of abilities not on cooldown in any order before ending the turn. Once you end the turn, the bugs which are attacking will perform any telegraphed actions. Any bugs infected by fungus will take 1 damage. Any infected bug corpses, including from those that just died, will turn into fungus. You'll take 1 damage, you're very cursed. All cooldowns will reduce by 1, plus an additional 1 for each collected energy you have remaining. The cooldown of ability is always the same as its cost in the shop, so cheaper abilities can be used more frequently. You lose any remaining collected energy. If you survive for enough turns, you'll win. Curses don't really stick to you for very long. Otherwise, more bugs and flowers will spawn, and the bugs will move and plan their actions for next turn. Try to win instead of dying. To help with that, you can buy abilities from the shop by spending energy, which will be gained by collecting flowers, or HP, which will be spent if you don't have enough energy. So keyboard controls. Arrow keys or numpad or WASD or V keys, so nice little collection. Target selection up and down to change shop selection. Escape or backspace. Exit out of the mode or dialog to open the game menu. X, toggle examine mode. Q, enter exit shop mode. 1 to 9, select ability to use. Select item to buy while in the shop, or select ability to replace after buying one. Enter, use selected ability, buy a currently selected shop item, or start a new game. If you lost by hitting 0 HP, you can also undo to try something else. Tab, rotate through valid ability targets. Z, undo previous action. R, redo previous ended action. E, end turn, then press again to confirm, end the turn. You will not be able to undo after confirming. And dash or question mark open the help dialog. Mouse controls. You can click to select abilities to use, select ability target, buy shop items, or pick an ability to place with a ability. Other functionality is mapped to the clickable buttons. You can hover over abilities, shop items, and map tiles to see a description of them. Tips. The numbers in the upper left corner of the bugs tiles denote the order in which they will act at the end of a turn. Flower spawns are random, but having more unoccupied grass tiles will tend to result in more flowers. The shop will spend energy if possible, and then spend HP if there isn't enough energy. But by collecting flowers after buying from the shop, you can guarantee there will be more energy remaining to reduce your cooldowns. You can freely undo up to the start of a turn, including shop purchases, so feel free to experiment. Bugs actions are telegraphed with red for damage and yellow for everything else. Tile markings, which are useful for seeing at a glance what all is happening in this turn. Alright, so basically this is made by one guy. He's basically got some balance patches right here. It looks like his idea of balancing was basically just reduce the cost of abilities, so they're not as expensive. And yeah, he didn't really balance it, so there's that. Update mouse controls to allow canceling out of shop or using an ability to click an item already selected, so basic mouse stuff there. Some minor rewarding of UI text for clarity. Other minor UI changes. Remove the ability to pre-select which ability to replace by entering the shop mode with an ability selected. I didn't find this useful in practice, as there's an occasion annoying when I triggered it accidentally. Some abilities have had their effects tweaked, so a little bit of that. Well, let's just see what it's basically got for us, and we'll just go from there. So we got help here. So basically, tells us everything we need to know about the game. That's useful in case it says gone just bit here, but whatever. New game. So we got 5 HP remaining, 0 energy, turns 113. Abilities: Breeze, Flit, Hop, Infect, Deviate, Rush, and Lifesteal. So Breeze. Push the first bug in a direction, require all squares between you and the target to be unblocked. We got Flit. Move up to 3 squares in a straight line. Collect flowers in squares passed through. Can push by moving into an occupied square. Hop. Move to an unblocked square within range 2. Does not pass through in intermediate squares. In fact, infect a bug or corpse in one of the 8 squares surrounded the player or fungus. Deviate. Destroy a flower and teleport to its location. Flower in destination square is not collected for energy. Rush. Move up to 4 squares in a straight line. Collect the flowers in squares passed through. Can push by moving into an occupied square. If you move at least one square before pushing, then target takes 1 damage in addition to any damage from being pushed into something else. And lifesteal. Do 1 damage to adjacent bug. If the damage is fatal, you heal 1 HP and the target doesn't leave a corpse. So that's basically how we like heal up, lifesteal. Okay, so am I the fairy right here? Yeah, it's fairy. It's me. So we got ourselves an ant over here, a fungus right there. So you got like your mouse over to see what it basically does. So fungus blocks movement and abilities. Destroyed if damaged or pushed, but can be pushed into bugs to infect them. Bugs infected with fungus will take 1 damage per turn, and once dead will grow into fungus at the end of their turn, if their corpse isn't destroyed. So you got an ant here. Bites into an adjacent square, doing 1 damage. Biting and destroying a corpse, fungus, or flower will heal 1 HP, but biting a fungus or infected corpse will also cause fungal infection. Biting an empty grass tile will consume the grass, replacing it with dirt and heal 1 HP. Alright, then we got a dragonfly. Charges in a straight line, doing 1 damage, and then pushing anything it hits, so it's trying to charge me, I guess. Pushing something into something else causes both of them to take 1 damage, which will be in addition to the normal charge damage. So for some reason these guys are trying to bite the fungus. I have no idea why they want to do that, but okay, let them bite the fungus. So it's trying to charge me, I think. I assume that these guys basically can't be pushed through rocks, so... Let's see here. How do you move? Like currently I can't really do anything right now, so I'm just going to get hit and that's basically it. Okay, so I got hit and I got pushed. So they have infections. So redo or undo. Okay, these are currently usable, so... Am I like entirely focused on like using these abilities to sort of like get through stuff? I'm not really sure. I could hop here and infect the dragonfly, so it's infected with like, you know, its thing here. I could rush down here. And I'm not sure why lifesteal isn't working, but okay, it's not working, so... So I get the idea is like, you know, you can't actually move here, so you have to basically sort of like plan out how you're basically going to use your abilities to sort of survive. So you're trying to bite me. You're trying to charge me. We got Wasp basically in play now, so while waiting, we'll ready a stinging attack if the player ends in action in adjacent square. Once ready, we'll sting for 1 damage if the player ends in action in target square. If already sting isn't triggered, attacks normally at the end of a turn, which can also damage bugs. You got Praying Mantis here, so if the player or bug moves into adjacent square, ambushes them, doing 1 damage, and immediately ending their movement. Can only ambush once per turn. Ambush does not trigger when the ambushers move to adjacent to something. Okay. So just trying to bite me these guys right here. Okay, let's steal now. Okay, it's basically just like, a confirmed stage you basically want to sort of like, call it. So we'll jump here. They'll die, it's fine. You're just going to kill something, I guess, so whatever. So I have to be close enough for it to work. So let's just end turn. So basically he turns into fungus. He's going to ambush someone. He's going to try and kill me. They're spawning in the dragonfly. The wasp is there ready itself. You want to eat him flower, but I guess that's just how it's going to roll. I'm going to affect you. They're attacking me, so I'm happy with that, I guess. Let's go here. Oh, I can't actually lifesteal here. I was going to lifesteal, but I guess not. So Breeze will knock him away, so he can only attack that grass. That might cause him to heal a little bit, but oh well. So, end turn. So basically this is sort of like a puzzle game where like you're trying to like, survive as much as possible more than anything else. So I could lifesteal here to try and heal up a little bit. I'm just trying to outlast these guys more than like anything else, right? So all I really need to do I try to figure out if I can basically go somewhere, but whatever. Let's hop here and try rushing. So I can't watch them like the water. So non-flying bugs and corpses will be drowned and destroyed if moving into it. You can fly over it without issue, but it might be only rush in cardinal directions. So move up in 4 squares in a straight line. So basically it's like cardinal directions. Okay. And turn, so sun turns into fungus. Well, I can't really kill him in the water, so that's like not going to be helpful to me, but whatever. So yeah, I can push like ants and stuff basically. Let's go. Do nothing just yet. Let's just infect someone. We'll infect you. It says I can use it. Why can't I like use these to jump out of the way here? Oh, I'm dead. That's why, basically. So, yeah, note that basically when I'm using like just like use energy here, it's like cost me like my life. So, you want to strategically use your abilities. Basically, is the idea. So. I could move here. Might as well just collect some energy, because why not? Yeah, he wants to kill me, right? Oh, I think it actually got me hurt because he, like, attacked me there, but whatever. Let's kill the mantis by knocking him into the water. That's like, how I kill him. Like, use Reese that way. So I have other abilities here, by the way. So Gust, push the first target into a direction. Flying bugs will be pushed 3 squares or until they hit something. Teleport from a square adjacent to a fungus to any other square adjacent to any fungus. Do 1 damage to all dirt tiles. Will damage the player. So you can basically regain HP with like this here. Shatter. Destroy a rock and do 2 damage in each of the 8 surrounding squares. Do 2 damage to a bug, corpse, or fungus in the same row and column as a player. And destroy any grass in that square. You see, the things these abilities I basically have aren't that bad, so let's end the turn and confirm. So the ant just wants to bite the grass because that's what it does. You want to ambush someone. You just want to attack everything that comes nearby. Let's infect you. Hop here, get some energy. Does my energy go away, basically, I wonder? Let's knock you away a little bit. I gotta do that if I want to, but whatever. Let's just knock him away. Let's go here. We'll rush down. I guess if like you're gonna be ambushed, you can't like stop yourself from being ambushed. So that's a thing. Let's get Spark out of the way here. So Spark you, and then I'm not sure how life speed obviously works. Like, it should let me like, eat this guy, but I guess like we can't. I guess unless you're cardinal direction. So basically, like, it's like, you have to be adjacent, like, literally like cardinal direction adjacent for us to work. That's what the idea is, I guess. Okay. You want to ambush, you want to bite me, you want to bite me. Rushing is not going to help me here because, like, there's nothing to rush into. Let's get rid of him. I can rush here. And I died, so let's try restarting then. So regardless of the beetle here, jumps 2 to 3 squares in any direction, replacing grass with dirt in its destination and doing 1 damage to any adjacent squares on arrival. The jump destination must be unblocked and non-volatile for jump the damage to happen, so he wants to jump over here. Okay. So rush. We'll go here. We'll infect this guy. I can go in the water just fine, so might as well. So shove. Push the adjacent target 2 squares or into something. If the target is a bug, it also takes 1 damage in addition to any damage from it being pushed into something else. Infect all bugs and corpses in an 8 square surrounding either the player or chosen fungus. Nurture. Replace dirt tiles. Boon range 1 with fungus, blah blah. Bolt. This is like an instant kill shot if I want. Let's replace this with this, and we'll go like this to, infect both of them. So that cost me 2 energy to get that, but it's fine. So end of turn, they're basically both jumping. Confirm. So you're going to jump over here, try and get the flower. You're going to try and bite me. You're going to try and jump there. You're just going to try and ambush. Everything's on cooldown, which is not great for me, but whatever. I can lifesteal you to heal up a little bit. I know that the flower is basically like, popping up, by the way, so it's really important to have like a lot of movement abilities, I guess, here in order to do stuff. Kill all flying bugs in water tile, so best way of killing, like, flying bugs if you want in water. The life siphon is basically just life draw, but you need to have, like, clear line of sight and life draw for it to work. Okay. So that hurt me a little bit to get fly, but I just want to get anyway, so fly over here to avoid being hit by him. So Dragonfly wants to come after me. You want to jump right there in the flower. You want to jump in that flower. You're just spawning in. I kind of wish it wasn't Carl directions for like these abilities. It makes it really like hampering the ability to sort of jump around with some of these abilities, but whatever. Let's get this. I'll do spores in those guys to kill them. Lots of stuff happening here. Let's eat the dragonfly, so basically get some health back. That's the other thing. It's a little bit hard to heal up his base as well, so. We'll go here. Flit up here. I'll keep me alive a little bit longer, I guess, using that. Hop here. Probably should have infected someone, but whatever, it's fine. So you lose all your energy collected when you basically, like, you know, don't pay for stuff, I guess, so. We could swap, I guess. And let's get this here. Here's Life Drain. Do 1 damage to all bugs within range 1 of the player, and destroy all grass and flowers within the same range. You heal 1 HP per bug kill, and kill bugs don't leave a corpse. I kind of feel, by the way, that the HP should be, like, you know, restored by, like, you know, a lot more than, like, this, like, you know, killing stuff. But whatever. I could swap with someone, I guess. Can this only work on, like, the plants? That's a bit of a bummer. It got used, but, you know, it didn't get used, so. Oh, that killed the thing there, I guess. It might be if you push stuff into, like, rocks and stuff, it kills them, so. You're jumping, you're just being a mantis. I could push the beetle if I want to, but, you know. Is it helpful? Not really sure. Let's grab this. Grab that. You can see the order they're going to do stuff in as well, but, you know. So So Fred, teleport from a square adjacent to a fungus to any other square adjacent to any fungus. Jump, move to any unblocked square within range free. Destroy a rock and do 2 damage in each of the squares. Pout. So I think the biggest problem this game basically has is that it's a little bit too hard to sort of like, regenerate HP. And at the same time, it's basically like very movement dependent on like, your abilities. So you can't basically swap them all out, and you have to be able to damage stuff as well. And stuff basically spawns in a lot as well. So it's a hugely difficult game for sure. Let's just do that just to have life drain. So they want to jump on me if they get a chance to. And the cooldowns on this stuff is really expensive too, so there's that as well. Okay, so you're basically gonna, attack me if basically like, I don't actually like, do anything about you, so. The other thing too as well, you have to be like adjacent to stuff in order to like, damage stuff, so it's also hard to target them as well. And I die, so what to do? I can go here, I guess, to get this. Let's get that. I could get fly. The other thing about it could be like nice, like the energy basically help with like, reducing HP loss if you have energy that goes first before your like HP goes, but infect you. So you're infected, you're just being you, you're going up there because why not? Let's fly here. I'm not sure if flying actually helps me, so maybe let's keep the skill on hold for now. So you can actually cancel this, like, their abilities if you want. Let's enter turn. You want to jump there, you're just spawning in, you're just trying to ambush. You're just being an ant. We'll eat you. We'll infect this Jew, I guess, for some reason. Yeah, you can only infect, like, around you or, like, around fungus, so that's the thing as well. Let's go here, fly down to here. Hop doesn't really help me, but I can get the spark. Let's get that. I can zap him if I want to, so let's zap him a little bit to hurt him a little bit. You're going there, you're hopping there, you're just trying to brush into me. And that's the other thing, because this basically got such a long life, like cooldown, it's really hard to basically use it over and over again, so. Let's rush here. You can get sparked. So I got jump. Moves through any unblocked square within range free. Does not pass through any independent squares. Might be useful, not really sure. Here's life draw, by the way. Do 1 damage to the first bug in the direction. If the damage is fatal, you heal 1 HP. Maybe we'll get rid of deviate for that. And of course I have to actually see him, so I can't use it right here just yet. So here's that. So on my turn. So I need to survive this. So we'll survive it by doing this. Let's infect that guy right there. Spark, injure him a little bit. I feel like you need to have like more abilities that let you jump around a little bit more. And you need to have like more abilities that like heal up as well too, but whatever. It'd be nice if there was like abilities as well that like let you avoid ambushes too. Like let's just kill him. And I'll knock you here. Eat you. Everything wants to kill me, of course, but whatever. I am dead, by the way. There's no way I can actually survive this because these are both on, cooldown too. So, is there anything else here to say? I don't feel there's really much more to say about this game. Essentially, it's like, it's a very neat idea. It's definitely very innovative, but it hasn't been, like, balanced, I don't think, just well enough to sort of, like, help you with, like, surviving. Like, like, you need to have, like, more move abilities, I think, or, like, ways to damage the enemies basically eventually pop in, or ways, like, to buy stuff. I almost feel like perhaps, like, you should have, like, actually, like, you should actually start with actually, like, it ticks down. And you have to sort of, like, keep swapping in skills in order, like, keep yourself alive. So breezing will damage these guys if you knock them around. That's good to know. I just want to see if we can actually, like, Okay, you can't lifesteal above HP, so... That's like the other thing. Like, you have very little HP to sort of work with us too. So, again, overly difficult. All right, that's basically enough of Plague of Questions by Sportster. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care.